Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. And a warm thank you for Tuya for having me here on stage. My name is Olivier Bernard. I'm a worldwide specialist for AWS IoT. And my goal here is to make the future of the smart home a reality for everyone. I'm not going to go through a lot of the details of what the smart home really is to you all. I'm assuming you all know that smart home, according to Tuya, is all about convenience. It's about comfort. It's about saving money. It's about security. So, uh, so because of that, the smart home and IoT has reached an inflection point where there is a lot of devices out there in the world. So last year we shipped over 875 million consumer smart home devices into smart homes. And in the United States, the average home has over 21 smart home devices in the home. So IoT and the smart home is a reality. Yet, you'll find that most consumers do not integrate the full power of the smart home. And there's a lot of reasons for that. First of all, when you get a smart home device, it's extremely complicated to set up. It's gotten better with things like QR code and Bluetooth added to Wi-Fi, but it's still a very hard endeavor. And if you run into any kind of problems connecting those devices, it becomes extremely lengthy to resolve it with customers. On top of that, every time you get a new smart home device, you get a new application, you get access to a new ecosystem. And those devices don't always talk to each other, making it very, very hard to create routine that are convenient, or trying to save money by connecting your solar panels with your EV chargers and your washing machine. Another interesting thing is, with the advent of AI, people have not yet taken advantage of AI. And so for all of those reasons, even though there's a lot of devices in smart home today, a lot of those devices actually don't get connected. As a matter of fact, the range goes from 10% of smart home devices can get connected, for example, washing machine, to upper of 90%.
I think it is.
But it's still not enough. So what we've seen at AWS, talking to a lot of customers in smart home and AI, is three main trends that is going to accelerate the adoption of the smart home and deliver on those promises of having something that's convenient, cost-effective, comfortable, and secure. The first one is invisible automation. As I discussed, setting up devices is complicated. It's not for everyone. I'm a techie. That has made me the CTO of my household. And when there is a problem, my kids and my wife call me and say, please solve this for us. That cannot be the business model going forward for everybody to use their home. So by invisible automation, what we want to see is the promises that you get a smart home device, you plug it, and it turns on. It connects to your Wi-Fi. It connects to your home. It knows that you're in a kitchen or you're in the laundry room. It knows to associate itself with a group of like or routine. Or it knows that you're in this room that will only be used when somebody is in there. So that invisible automation is going to be the eventual comfort that people will say, wow, I want more of those devices because they just turn on and they just act on their own, they don't work well. The second part is we need better, more intuitive interfaces, something more natural for the human being. And the dream here is to really have an agent in your home that is going to design your home like a personal assistant. Something that can say, well, I'd love to connect my sound system with my TV, with my light, so that when I watch an action movie, I got the right lighting. Or when it's a romantic movie, the lights turn on. Right? So once you have an agent that's going to respond to your voice, to your gesture, and to your behavior in general, then you'll have the kind of comfort and acceptance that people are looking for. The third one is hyper-personalization. None of us are the same as the person next to you. We are all different. Our homes are all different. The devices that we have in our homes are different. And so somehow we need to have that level of personalization that is tuned to your behaviors and to your home, and to your devices. And so when you look at that trend that is going to unblock the smart home, and as Alex said, it's going to bring us from a level 1 smart home to a level 5 smart home, which means from a connected smart home to an intelligent, intuitive, intelligence core. we need to execute on all three of those. And the common thread in all three of those is it's all powered by AI. The only way you're going to be able to scale and to automate all those tasks is to take full advantage of AI. So AI can be deployed many different ways. And at AWS, we see three different ways of using AI. The first one is just the traditional AI, where you somehow get your data, send it to the cloud has an AI agent using LLMs, and will provide you with an answer. And that's been very used so far. That's your Alexa use case, for example, for understanding your voice. The second is Edge AI, where all of the AI is embedded at the edge. The device is behaving at the edge, it's not connected to anything. And a good use case for this, for example, is when you look at your smart vacuum cleaner. The vacuum cleaner goes around your house and learns from your house. It learns about the layout of your house. It learns about the different devices you have. It learns where you need to clean more, and it's going to create this map, and where you don't need to clean as much. Which means you can save energy by making sure you don't consistently go to places that don't need to be cleaned. And then lastly is what we call an end-to-end, or what we refer as edge intelligence or distributed intelligence, where you have AI agents in the cloud, cascading to AI agents at the edge on the gateway, cascading to your endpoint. So now you have AI agents into your endpoint, your gateway, and your cloud. And all three of those work together. And a good example of that is when I was referring to the device that turns on properly and doesn't work the way it should be in call in customer service, then the device will say, hey, you need to call customer service because this is not working. It's going to send all that data to the customer service center. The customer service center, which is AI powered, like Amazon Connect, is going to be able to figure out what the problem is and either send you to a live agent or send you all the information that you need to make the device work. And all this will reduce your customer service call from 20 minutes to an hour to less than 5 minutes. And if you guys want to know more about those use cases, we have a lot that we can share with you. So there's a lot of value into moving AI from the cloud to the edge. And the value is, first of all, it's real time. It operates right away. The second one is it learns on the fly on the premises. So whatever behavior is going on in your house, it knows how to adapt to those conditions without having to refer back to the cloud. The third one is, in a lot of countries, you cannot send a lot of private information to the cloud or to third parties. So there is GDPR, for example, regulations. There's privacy and issue constraints. And then, in some instances, your network is not always available. There's outages. So what do you do if you rely on the AI in the cloud, such as Alexa, and you don't have the networking? So for all of those good reasons, AI at the edge makes a lot of sense. It's not the answer to everything, but it does make a lot of sense. So when you look at what it takes to create these smart home solutions, it takes a village to make one home. And by that I mean that you need to associate a lot of player and stakeholder to build a complete solution for a smart, autonomous, intelligent home. And I'm not going to go through all the details, but you can see the parts where there's hardware manufacturers. You can see the part where we have service partners, such as Tuya. And you can see the part where there is application and the interface. So at the bottom, you've got the devices that consumers will buy. And at the top, you have the application that consumer will experience. Another way to look at this is when you create a smart home device and you're ready to operate it into the smart home, there is basically three big steps that you need to do. First of all, you got the device side. And the device side is you need to manage the device, you need to connect the device. The device needs to generate data and send that data into the cloud. Once the data is in the cloud, you can do all of the data processing, the data labeling, the tagging, so that you organize those data in a way that makes sense for the application that you want to run. Once you've got all of that data organized in the cloud, then you can move into the Gen AI, the AI application, leverage this data to build your AI model, and then send those models back to the edge or to the device. Now this seems fairly simple, straightforward. Amazon Web Services has all the building blocks to implement the solutions, and we can teach you how to implement and teach all of these services together. However, there are a lot of challenges still at this point. We're really at the early days of AI, and certainly at the early days of edge AI or embedded AI. And so one of the problems is when people started developing products, they didn't develop it with the right accelerators or the right capacities on the devices to host AI agents. So one of the first challenges, processing power, memory footprint on the edge devices, and the ability to power those instances.
Yes.
The second, as I discussed earlier, is just the complexity of interfaces and controlling those devices.
Can always exist.
And so
We need to
we're seeing
deploy
more and more intelligent agents or home assistants. And so if you look, for example, at all home assistants that people can use, whether it's Alexa
So we
or
will be deploy the
or
Nest
Nest,
on different
those
edge.
companies are spending a lot
So
of
they
time
just
and energy
selected what they can. So
downloading
maybe some of the things
smarter,
that
smarter AI agents that are
right
more
now.
responsive and are more natural. Again, we're very far from the intuitive interface I was referring to, which is like a personal assistant, like a human being in your home, advising you how to design your home. The third thing is not all the devices speak the same language. There's a lot of interoperability, lack of standards, and Tobin, which I saw a few days ago, will talk about Matter as one of the solutions to address this. But if we really want the smart home to be autonomous and intelligent, all of those devices need to be fluent in the same language and speak the same way, so that we can harvest all those data together and aggregate them and create those AI agents. And then lastly, this is a little surprising, but we're still at the stage where a lot of people think that once you have an AI agent, you created the agent in the cloud, you download it on your device, you're done. Ship and forget. The AI is over there, it's no longer going to move. And so we need to do methods and updates, and we need to do model tuning on those devices on a constant basis. And that's how you'll get to hyper-personalization of your devices. And for that, we have a whole infrastructures and framework for edge MLOps, or we have a delivery system called AWS LT Greengrass, which will take any model from the cloud and basically move it to the edge. So lastly, I will announce, we announced at reInvent last month, a brand new series of LLMs available that provide the ability to customize whatever you need from your LLMs to the cloud. So we have very cost-effective Nova models for ingestion of text. We've got a family of models that will allow you to ingest pictures, video, text, gestures, voice, to output actions. And then the last two models, which is Canvas and Real, will allow you to create stuff from the input that you provided. In this case, we start with pictures and movies, but the sky is the limit. You can create any routine for the smart home, any AI agent for the smart home that you want with the right input. And again, the input to those models then pick up your home and the devices that you have deployed in your home. So I know I talked a lot of services, a lot of boxes. The good news is you don't have to be alone going through that journey. Again, it takes a village to create a smart home. And so we have services and solutions which are demonstrated, but we also have partners like Tuya to help us implement the solutions. We have a lot of customer reference success stories of people who have successfully deployed AI model at the edge, and we can duplicate and repeat this model at scale. We wouldn't be AWS if we didn't have a story around edge-to-edge trusted security. Our environment is one of the most secure you can find among cloud providers. And then we have a bunch of frameworks for managing AI, for fine-tuning AI at the edge. And that is it for me. Any questions? Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, thank you.